Diyos ko! Oh my God, ang ganda-ganda. Oh my gosh, it's so nice
Hello,
to
nice to
meet you.
meet
I'm
you.
Bianca.
Nice to meet you. We're huge fans.
Oh
Thank you so
my
much
God.
for inviting
Thank
us.
you.
Oh my gosh. I'm so honored that you're here.
Oh my God. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. And yeah, I'm ready to talk about myself for the next hour or two.
It's summertime.
Yes, it's summertime indeed.
Oh my gosh. So this is my first time meeting you in person.
Yes.
Like formally. And kasing ganda ka in person than what I see on TV.
Oh,
and in,
thank you.
And your body. Ako every time I see you and every time I see you perform, I'm like, grabe, sana ganyan yung katawan ko. You are so toned. Parang 0% body fat. Nakaka-relate ako as a flat girl
Yes.
also, pero with a butt. Yung, as in, ang hot mo, ganon.
Oh, thank you. Drag is my workout. That's my workout routine.
So is it genetic?
perform.
Is it like, hindi ka ba nag-rice? Hindi ka nag-sugar? What is
I think
it?
it's partly genetic and my lifestyle.
Okay.
Syempre, I perform almost every day. And yung mga performance ko is like dance. So like, buong katawan yung gumagalaw. And like
Full
ever
body
since
workout.
before I even did drag full time, I've always been dancing. So like I've
Yeah.
always been active. But also like genetics then, like family ko, like very, like medyo thin and slim and
Yeah.
toned lahat. So
You eat rice?
I eat a lot of rice.
Ay,
A lot
Sugar?
of rice. Sugar, yes.
Ay,
Yeah, so,
grabe.
but like
Hashtag
the-
blessed.
hashtag blessed, hashtag extra rice.
Oh my gosh, ang galing.
Yeah. But like kapag nagtutour or like when I'm on tour like in the UK, in the US,
Yeah.
bihira lang din ako makapag-rice kasi walang
Yeah.
available.
Tama
So
naman.
most recently, I think mas toned yung katawan ko because of that. Because
Yeah.
hindi ako nagra-rice. Pero if I do have the chance to eat rice, I eat rice.
Todo. Yeah, I love it. As in, and of course, as a fellow proud Morena, I love it
Aw,
na
thank you.
anywhere you are, whatever stage, na-celebrate mo talaga yung pagiging Morena
Yes.
mo.
Yes, I mean, sobrang totoo yung representation matters kasi like even though how cliche it sounds, like it is really, really important having someone who looks like you on TV, on social media. And ako nung bata ako, I wish I had that. I wish I
Yeah.
had a Marina to look up to,
Yeah.
diba? And now I'm just so happy to be able to be that image of hope and inspiration for young queer kids out there.
Yes.
Ang saya-saya sa feeling, ang sarap, ang fulfilling niya. Lalo na ngayon, ang daming mga batang nagtatag sa TikTok ng mga dance videos nila or like yung mga rampa videos nila ng Amo Filipina and they're flaunting their morena skin. I love it.
Grabe yun. Nakakatuwa. There's so much that I want to ask you and talk to you about. But when you did agree to say it, by the way, I slid into Marina's DMs.
Yes.
And I'm so lucky that you saw it kasi you probably get thousands of DMs. You saw it, you replied, and that's why we're here today.
Yes.
Maraming salamat for saying yes. I knew exactly the topic I wanted, which was, how do you step into your power?
Mhm.
I listened to an interview of yours nga with the BBC. You can
Yes.
search for that on Spotify to those who are interested. And you mentioned there something that super struck me because tama ka culturally tayo mga Pinoy, it's like, hindi, wag masyadong loud or like, grabe naman to, ang ambisyosa.
Yes.
Or yung, ano lang, hinay-hinay
Mm.
lang, ganyan. But you were saying that you are proud that you are proud of what you can do. You're proud of who you are.
Mm.
So I wanted to rewind.
Yeah.
Saan nanggaling lahat yon? Where did that confidence come from, you think?
I think that confidence and that sense of ownership really goes way, way back. Simula pa lang nung bata ako. I was very fortunate enough to be surrounded by a very supportive environment.
Mm-mm.
Like from school, like as a queer student na laging nag-excel sa sayawan, sa academics. Ako yung nili-leader kapag ka merong mga presentation, may mga sabayang pagbigkas, ganyan. And I already had that within me. And then sa bahay din, on top of that, I have a very supportive household growing up.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that confidence stems from that. And I wish a lot of queer people has that, you know,
Yeah.
yung supportive environment around them. Hindi lang mga friends, hindi lang chosen family, but their family talaga, and the school and the workplace.
Yeah.
I'm very, very fortunate and privileged na I'm celebrated as a queer person and everything that I can do
Yeah.
regardless of my identity. And yeah, I wish in the future hindi na lang siya privilege na surrounded ka by support.
Yeah.
Kasi kung, you know, yung ibang tao na hindi queer people, norm na supportahan sila.
Yeah.
Minsan pa nga pinagpa-piano lessons pa yung bata, pinagbaballet lessons pa yung bata. Pero yung queer kid, ang sasabihin sa kanya, dapat magpulis ka, 'di ba? Or dapat magdoktora ka, ganyan.
Yeah.
I'm just so blessed na yun yung kinalakihan kong nurturing environment.
Yeah.
Kaya I still have it up until now. I'm very confident with myself. I'm very firm with my views and I know how to own my space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grabe, no? It all stems talaga from like feeling supported
Yeah.
sa immediate circle mo.
Yeah.
Kasi syempre we see it in the news until now na yung mga school na pinipilit na maggupit ng buhok or pinipilit ng uniform na dapat sa kanila or even homes, di ba? That a lot of kids want to leave home kasi nga hindi suportado who they are. Parang ganon. And do you remember, kasi nga you said ikaw yung pambato sa mga dancing contest, balagtasan.
Yeah.
Do you remember like the first time that either you stepped on stage or basta in front of like people that you had to perform? Anong age, anong grade?
I was nursery.
What? You
kindergarten.
remember?
Yeah,
Kinder?
I remember. It was recognition
Okay. Day. Parang
day,
moving up
yes.
day, ganyan.
And then we have to portray a specific parang career that we want to be in the future, and then we will do a tula.
Okay.
So I was the abogado.
Ay, Lord.
And then I messed up the words.
Oh my gosh.
The abogado tula was very highfalutin or like
Matatas na Tagalog talaga.
Matigas na Tagalog. So I really messed up the words. That was the first memory I had. And then nakabarong ako, and ayaw na ayoko nagsusuot ng barong.
Wait, okay.
Yeah.
2 questions. Sino assigned yung lawyer?
Yes,
It was
assigned yung lawyer,
And
yes.
then yung barong, sino may idea na kailangan nakabarong? Wala lang,
Kasi it's
mandatory.
abogado diba? So
oo
parang
nga, yun yung
generic
costume.
yun. So, ayun,
Oh
that was my
gosh.
first memory of performing on stage. I was kindergarten, magtutula kami nung career namin in the future. Abogado.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Pero you remember na parang may memorize ka, gano'n?
Yeah.
And then pinapractice mo yun.
I'm not sure, hindi ko matandaan yung pinapractice ko.
Okay.
Probably that's why I messed up the words kasi hindi ko siya practice kasi I was so disinterested.
Gets naman.
Yes.
Oo.
Pero yeah.
Wow. I have a similar memory now that you mentioned that. I think grade 2 or 3 to. Ano din?
Tula.
Parang tula. Oo. Hindi ko alam kung balagtasan. Pero naka-orange pa akong t-shirt, preso, yung may pipa sa likod na parang pinentel pen lang. Tapos, it wasn't a long poem, pero pa-end na ako eh. Parang okay na, pa-end na ako. And then nakita ko yung mommy ko sa audience. Yung
Taking a
camera
video.
noon, so may flash, nung gumanon yung flash, I forgot everything.
God.
The rest of the poem. Hindi ko natapos. So, ka-freeze akong ganon, bumalik na ako. So, syempre, lot, di naman
my
nakanalo.
God.
Although, how funny that that's your first experience and that was my first experience on stage. And yet, many years later,
Here
ang
we are.
ating trabaho ay pagsasalita sa harap ng mga tao.
Pakikipag-usap. Storytelling.
Yes.
Through words. Through my drag. You know?
Yes.
Storytelling in many different ways.
So, pwede pala yun na parang yung mga first experience na hindi ka
Yes.
kantahan, pero go lang.
Yeah.
And then,
life will redirect you to something bigger.
yes. So, after nung kinder experience na yun on stage, I guess what I wanna ask is, saan mo nalaman along that journey of being a leader in school, being top of the class, saan mo doon naramdaman na parang, oh my gosh, I like doing this, or na-enjoy ko to? Did you always enjoy it?
Yeah. I enjoyed just performing.
Ever since?
Ever since. I just really enjoyed performing, that I wanted to be my career. Yung first career choice ko for college was performing arts.
Okay.
Pero I just didn't have the the resources. Syempre mahirap kasi yung performing arts eh. Kailangan hindi pa siya like back then, hindi pa siya like alam mo yun, malaking industry. Lalo na kapag mahaba yung journey before ka makapag-ipon, alam mo yun, maging sikat na performer and everything. So I just went with broadcast media. So
This was in PUP.
in PUP, yes.
Yes.
But yeah, ever since I've always loved performing, being on stage, just getting lost in the character or getting lost in the music, and just hearing the audience react to my performances.
Yeah.
I think that really fueled yung parang tiwala ko din sa sarili ko na if I can, make people happy through my performances, then maybe I can make myself happy as well in the long run.
I guess yun yung parang gusto kong puntahan. Kasi nga, the live stage, ika nga, is so different from like a recording like this na wala. Kasi yung live stage, and especially what you do now, there's like a energy exchange between your audience and you. And na-experience mo yun in school, in your different performances every year kung saan ka man sinasabak.
Yes.
Pero paano mo hiniwalay yung external validation? Kasi syempre, di ba yung mga palakpak, technically, external validation yan. And to those watching ngayon, equivalent yan ng comments on social media, likes, ganyan. Paano mo hiniwalay yung external validation ng reception ng audience mo versus your belief in yourself? Your parang kung gaano mo ka gusto yung performance mo and all that.
For me, you have to start inside out eh. You have to believe in yourself to believe na people believe in you. Kailangan buo mo na yung confidence mo sa sarili mo. Kasi if you only feed from the external external validation, medyo one-sided siya. And hindi siya fully masusok up ng system mo.
Yeah.
Kasi parang you're just filling a void.
Yeah.
In a way.
Paano mo alam yon at like a young age? Or did you only realize that later on in life?
Yeah, I feel like I just realized it later on in life na thankful ako na hindi ako dumating sa point na
yun lang yung
nagfe-feed sa akin.
Yeah.
Kasi bata pa lang ako, kahit naman wala akong audience, ang audience ko lang sabon, shampoo, and shower head. Nagpe-perform na ako sa banyo.
Yeah.
So dun pa lang, satisfied na ako sa performing capabilities ko. Satisfied na ako sa sarili ko. And satisfied na ako sa katawan ko, sa gusto kong gawin.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of showing it to the audience and receiving that and being validated by that.
Yeah.
So,
I think sobrang important distinction yun. Lalo na ngayon na, kasi technically, the generation now, the younger generation, parang second nature na yung your life is online. Part ang comments sa mga taong hindi mo kilala sa buhay mo, unlike when we were growing up. Well, me, much older than you. Talagang family mo lang. Yun ang comments mo. Family mo, friends mo, ganon.
I feel the same way. Like, family, friends, wala pang, dial up pa lang kasi noon. So, wala pa masyadong social media. Nung panahon ko. Akala mo hindi na naabuti yung social media. But yeah, I'm very lucky na I grew up in a small town, in a province. So, wala akong, alam mo yun, malaking barkada or like malaking, paano ba? Community in a way, or like maraming taong nakapalibot sa akin na maraming sinasabi or anything, or even social media.
Yeah.
I feel like dun ko natutunan yung trusting your own instinct. Kasi wala ka namang ibang pagkukuwanan ng energy apart from what you see. And ako, wala naman ako masyadong, alam mo yun, I'm not really pop cultured when I was growing up. So, thankful ako doon sa aspect na yun.
Yes. Yeah. Meaning, nung sumaba ka sa industriya, buong-buo.
Buo na.
Ka na.
Oo. Hindi, parang hindi mo na siya hahanapin or like, alam mo yun, buo na yung sarili mo. It's just a matter of finding a way to di naman fit into the mold of the industry, but like find what works
Right.
for you,
Yes.
given what you have,
Yes.
para magkaroon ka ng space sa industry.
Yes, tama. Agree. You've mentioned earlier and then even in other interviews na yun nga, you're very fortunate na your family is accepting of you, super supportive ever since, and even those in school.
Mhm.
And wala kang super bad experience when it comes to bullying. But has anyone around you, like friends, na experience mo na sila ganon? And what did you do or how did you feel about that? This is early, not like this professional life na, like growing up. Do you remember
Growing up.
any? Did you have like
Oh.
kabarkada din na queer also tapos pero siya nabully ganon?
Parang growing up, parang 4 lang kaming bakla sa... Kasi I stayed in the same school from kindergarten to high school.
Okay,
So
yeah.
parang 4 lang kami or 5 lang kami.
You were all friends.
We're all friends. Kami din yung mga star kids ng mga performance
Ay,
area. Kami yung
oo.
nilalaban sa inter-school competitions. Pag may drum and lyre, kapag may cheer dance, kapag merong cultural dance, ganyan. Kami lang din yung magkakasama. And I feel like same experience kami. I just don't know how it is for them at home.
Yeah.
I don't think I have ever had that, intimate conversation with
sa
my
kanila.
friends. And
Yeah.
even like growing up, wala rin ako masyadong queer friends or like queer circles.
Mhm.
Yeah, parang wala masyado. But growing up, when I moved to Manila and I was, immersed to a more diverse
Right.
environment, mas dun ko na kita yung queer struggles and queer
Right.
history. Kasi kahit even growing up, even ako, I would admit to myself na I lack of queer education. I lack of education on LGBTQ plus rights and fights and everything, and queer history. Wala akong masyadong ganun. Kasi I wouldn't blame myself. I wouldn't blame that child kasi wala din naman talagang education available for
and
us.
resources.
And resources, diba? So it's just a matter of like lived experience, meeting other people.
Right.
Doon ko natutunan kung ano ba yung iba't ibang storya na hindi lang yung napapanood mo sa social media or napapanood mo sa TV na pinoportray sa, I don't know, sa Maalaala Mo Kaya or pinoportray sa mga movies. These stories are real.
Yeah.
Yung mga people na nakasalamuha ko when I started moving to Manila, dun ko na nalaman yung importance ng community
Right.
within the queer community.
Yeah.
And from that, I really learned a lot.
Yeah.
And through drag naman, mas dun ako maraming natutunan.
Yeah.
Hindi lang sa sarili ko, pero the people around me.
Right.
Like the extreme positive and the extreme negative sides of being a queer person sa society natin. It really just really opened my understanding.
Yeah.
Hindi lang sa queer community but life in general.
Right. So 2 things. First is, interesting that you said na parang mga 4 lang kayong queer kids in school and kayo lahat yung mga nag-excel. And you guys didn't experience bullying in school. What that tells me is, tinan mo, those in your school growing up knew na hindi gender identity ang batayan ng tao. I mean, like, you were all doing the best kasi you were free to be yourselves. You were confidently free to be yourselves. Kaya nobody even thought of judging you for being queer. Gets mo? Parang ang galing, if only all schools and all kids thought like that, diba?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's like 100% smooth sailing for us. We would get yung mga pang-aasar, ganyan, every now and then. I think that's normal naman.
Part of grade school.
Part of grade school, aasarin, and everything. But yeah, we were more so celebrated and parang alas kami nung school in a way. Na parang that's how they see us. I really felt valued.
Yeah. Queens talaga.
Queens
ever
talaga.
since. So you talked about moving to Manila. What age was that? And why did you decide to move to Manila?
My family was originally from Manila. But I grew up in the province.
Mhm.
And then college na, I started, kailan ba yun? 2013. I was 16 or 17, I think.
Bagets na talaga. So your whole
16.
family moved na din when you moved to Manila? Or just you?
Yes.
Okay.
All of us moved to Manila and started school. I
Okay.
continued school here na.
Okay.
So I moved to Manila with my family, with my mom, ganyan. And then that's where it all started. Yeah.
What was your first, because you mentioned nga na when you moved here, dun talaga parang nabuksan yung floodgates to wow, ang daming experiences of my sisters here in Manila.
Yeah.
Do you remember like the first parang na-culture shock ka na, grabe naman
Yes.
to. What was that?
Sobrang na-culture shock ako sa school, as in like you meet a lot of different people. And especially it's a state university and magkakaiba yung estado ng buhay ng mga tao. And if you're coming from a school na gated, tapos school bus to school, school bus to bahay, and then lahat kayo naka-uniform, and then ilalagay ka sa isang malaking pond ng mga different types of fish, and magkakaiba. So parang grabe, like in an instant I had to navigate, I had to really adapt and change the things or the ways na hindi applicable dun sa bagong culture na kinagagalawan ko. And yung mga values and mga learnings and good things, dala-dala ko pa rin up until that point. I think,
Yeah. Was there any specific instance that you saw in school or specific friend that you had na parang, oh my gosh, ganito pala yung pinagdadaanan ng iba na hindi ko pinagdaanan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a lot of like queer schoolmates, like queer friends na they couldn't come out to their families. I think that's a common story in the queer community na nahihirapan silang mag-come out sa families nila, and sometimes even worse if they come out, alam mo, pinapalayas sa house or at worst like physically abused. And it's just at that moment for me, coming from the other side of the coin, no? Parang I was really like mind blown and shocked na totoo pala talaga yung mga stories na ganun. And I really felt bad. And that made me more, alam mo yun, sensitive and understanding of how we see people. Especially queer people, na hindi lahat masaya. Hindi lahat privileged katulad ko. Hindi lahat merong supportive environment na ginagalawan. And I think the good thing that came out of that is that I was more aware, I was more educated, and mas naging understanding and present ako for my friends, for the people that I meet.
How can an ally or a friend be there for someone na ganun yung sitwasyon? Kasi I also have friends like that. And minsan I'm like, magbigay ba ako ng advice? Should I just be a listening ear? Like, anong the best gawin pag ganun?
I think as an ally, like allyship comes in many forms, you know. If you're not sure about what to say, if you're not sure about what to do, you know, just be there. That's allyship in its form, you know. You don't need to have the answers for us. You just need to be there at the toughest times or in the best times there is. I mean, allyship, wala naman siyang, we're not asking something in return eh.
Tama.
Allyship is something you give. It's not something we ask for.
Gosh. Tama. Happy Pride.
Yeah, happy Pride. Allyship shouldn't be forced, you know. Allyship should come naturally. Allyship should be, ano ba? kailangan bukal sa loob na binibigay.
Yeah. Tama.
And we will accept it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh.
We welcome you in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we welcome you in.
Oh.
I like to believe na hindi na siya coming out. It's welcoming in people.
Ang ganda nun. That's so
Yeah.
beautiful. I like that.
I don't have to come out. I just have to welcome in people in my life.
Dapat talaga.
Yeah.
That's what we're
Mhm.
working towards, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so now as a Manila girl,
Yes.
as a big city girl,
Mhm.
what age naman or at what point in your life did you see your first drag
Oh my God.
performance?
After college na.
After
College. I graduated 2017. I started working 2017. I was working as a TV producer for ABS. Yes.
Really? What
Yes.
department?
TFC and
Wait, I
Metro,
think I've heard this story before. So TFC.
TFC and Metro Channel.
Oh my
Lifestyle Network.
gosh.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Sa
think
ninth floor
somebody
ako.
Oh my God. Wala nang ninth floor.
Wala nang ninth floor.
ngayon.
Yeah.
I mean, meron na lang pero konti-konti na lang. Wow.
yeah.
Okay, so during that first job.
That first job, I was a researcher, and then after a month, I was a producer na.
Okay.
Then I started making interstitials for Lifestyle Network.
Okay.
And I
yeah.
really wanted to, put out queer content. Kasi isa ako sa mga ang daming queer producers sa ABS, diba?
Mm-mm.
So I really wanted to, share stories
Yeah.
for queer people. And
Wait,
everything.
sorry. I have to stop you. I think now I remember who told me what. Did you ever write for the ABS-CBN Ball? Like red carpet?
Oh my
Or
God,
parang
yes!
nag-floor ka?
Producer ako ng red carpet.
Oh my God. Somebody told me this last ball na
Yeah.
parang we were talking about you and then sabi niya, alam mo ba si Marina, ano yan? Nag-red carpet yan dito.
Yes.
Sabi ko, what?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Is it
sorry,
producer
I
or
digress.
si Mond?
I forgot who.
I think si Mond.
But
Kasi
yeah,
ako yung producer ni Mond.
yes. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that is so
Yeah.
crazy.
And then a year, diba, it was before the
yeah,
pandemic.
that was before the pandemic.
And then
yes.
the ABS-CBN Ball returned after last
yes,
year.
2022 na actually.
2023.
Yes, yes.
So parang 3 years after, hindi na ako producer sa ABS-CBN Ball. Ako na yung naglalakad sa ABS-CBN Ball.
Iba. Grabe. Surreal. Okay, sorry. I digress. So you were producing interstitials, which are, they're like the short videos that you see in between that aren't quite commercials. Yes.
So I was producing this show. It's called Yas.
Mhm.
Diba? Baklang-bakla yung title. Yas. It's called Your All Access Show.
Okay.
It's
I think I
it's like
remember
a
this.
parang feature on different lifestyle entities, from
Yes.
fashion to food, to art,
Yeah.
and kasama doon yung art, kasama yung drag sa art.
Okay.
And I was introduced to drag because I interviewed a photographer.
Okay.
And this photographer parang eventually naging friends kami online. And then siya yung unang nagdala sa akin sa queer bar sa BGC. Yeah, in Nectar. Doon ako unang nakapanood ng drag performance. So pumasok ako, and then ang dami nilang nagpe-perform. Sabi ko, oh my God, may ganito pala. Because I didn't know na meron ganon. I didn't know. Alam ko may mga impersonators. Alam ko meron mga nangagaya kila Whitney Houston, alam mo yun?
Kasi yun yung nakikita sa TV.
Nakikita sa TV, diba?
Yeah.
Or like meron tayong mga comedians, and still that's part of drag culture in the Philippines. But wala akong nakikita na performances and everything. And hindi pa super sikat as a performer si Vice noon, diba? So si Vice talagang host. Yun yung figure niya, diba? So yun lang yung like strong images of queer representation na nakikita ko back then. Pero wala akong nakikitang drag. Or like, I haven't even watched Drag Race back then. And it's been on for like 9 seasons na. And hindi ko pa napapanood kahit isang episode. So yun yung first time kong makapanood ng drag. And it took me back to my younger self na, hala, baka ito yung gusto ko, na nagpa-perform lang ako in glamorous outfits and lip-syncing and performing and dancing to songs.
Yeah.
Doon sa shower ko nung bata ako.
Grabe.
Sabi ko, oh my God, ito pala siya, pwede pala siya.
Yeah.
Ginagawa pala siya dito.
Yeah.
But then, alam mo yun, parang hindi ko naman siya nakita na like viable gawin for me kasi I was working as a producer nga, ganyan. And then a year after, after ko mapanood yung drag performances na yun, nag-pitch ako sa network na gusto ko mag-feature ng drag queens sa Yas, ganyan.
Mm.
And pinayagan naman ako, ang haba-haba nung pitching na yon kasi nga it's a global market and yung network airs at some regions or countries na hindi pwede ang queer content. Like for example, Singapore or like Middle East, diba?
Yeah.
It's not like nationally tolerated or like widely tolerated sa mga countries na yun. So I had to really fight for it. Like it's a form of art. Like anyone can do it. It's not exclusively for the queer community.
Right.
But like it is from the queer community. But like in essence, it's an art form. Diba? So I really wanted to feature it. And nabigyan ako ng go signal. So in-interview ko sila parang April of 2018, I think. And then 1 year later, ako na yung nagdadrag sa same bar.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Super na-inspire ako when I interviewed the drag queens na parang, grabe, for a lot of our queens here in the Philippines, even before Drag Race Philippines, talagang drag yung way nila to put food on the table, to support their family. And on top of that, it's their personal way of expressing themselves through their performances. And they're just so free and so sure of themselves. And the character that they do. So I was really, really inspired. And yeah, a year later, kasama na nila ako sa cast.
Ang galing.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like for the first time putting on a gown, wearing the makeup, putting the lashes, doing the hair? Do you remember what it felt like when you looked in the mirror?